Microsoft just launched 3 in-house AI models that undercut OpenAI and Google on price, and they're available right now. If you're building anything with speech, voice, or image generation, the economics of your stack may have just shifted. Here's exactly what changed, and what you should do about it. On April 2, 2026, Microsoft's AI division dropped 3 foundational models under the MAI brand. MAI Transcribe 1 converts speech to text across 25 languages at 2.5 times the speed of Microsoft's own previous Azure fast service. MAI Voice 1 generates 60 seconds of natural-sounding audio in 1 second and lets you create custom voices, and MAI Image 2 handles image generation, already ranking as a top 3 model on the Arena.ai leaderboard. All 3 are live on Microsoft Foundry, with transcription and voice also available in MAI Playground. Think of it this way, Microsoft has been the landlord renting out OpenAI's apartment for years. Now it's building its own apartments in the same building. It still partners with OpenAI. That deal runs through 2032, but a renegotiation gave Microsoft the freedom to pursue its own superintelligence research. These models come from the MAI Superintelligence team, formed in November 2025 under Mustafa Suleyman, the former co-founder of Google DeepMind. So, what actually changes for you? First, pricing. MAI Transcribe 1 starts at 36 cents per hour of audio. MAI Voice 1 costs $22 per million characters. MAI Image 2 charges $5 per million tokens for text input and $33 for image output. Microsoft explicitly claims these are cheaper than comparable offerings from Google and OpenAI. If you're running transcription at enterprise scale, say processing thousands of hours of customer calls or meeting recordings in Teams, even a modest cost reduction compounds fast. Second, control. Enterprise clients now have a Microsoft native option for voice, transcription, and image generation. That means fewer external API dependencies, tighter data privacy governance, and one vendor for support. If your compliance team has been pushing back on sending audio data to third-party APIs, this is directly relevant. Third, integration. Suleyman confirmed these models are rolling into Copilot, Bing, and PowerPoint. That means image generation baked into your slide deck workflow, voice synthesis inside Teams, transcription that feeds directly into Microsoft 365 without middleware. For product teams already inside the Microsoft ecosystem, friction drops significantly. Now let's talk about what could go wrong. Quality is the first question mark. MAI Image 2 ranks top 3 on Arena.ai, but the earlier MAI 1 preview text model debuted at number 13 on the LM Arena leaderboard, behind GPT-5, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and DeepSeek R1. Microsoft is improving fast, but these are not yet across-the-board leaders. You need to benchmark against your specific use case, not trust a leaderboard ranking alone. Second, vendor lock-in risk is real. Microsoft is making it very attractive to consolidate on its stack. That's convenient until pricing changes or a model degrades and you've built your entire pipeline around Foundry. Portability matters. Third, the custom voice feature in MAI Voice 1 raises obvious concerns. 60 seconds of realistic audio generated in 1 second with custom voice cloning is powerful, and it's exactly the kind of capability that gets misused for deepfakes and impersonation. Microsoft says it's building humanist AI, but the guardrails around voice cloning haven't been detailed publicly yet. And fourth, market consolidation. Microsoft now hosts over 1,900 models on Azure, builds its own foundational models, and remains OpenAI's largest investor. That level of control over the AI supply chain deserves scrutiny, especially if you're a startup competing in any of these modalities. Here's what to do in the next 30 days. 1. Run a cost comparison. Pull your current transcription, voice synthesis, and image generation invoices. Compare them line by line against Microsoft's published pricing. If you're spending more than a few $1,000s a month in any of these categories, the math is worth doing this week. 2. Test MAI Playground now. It's free to access. Run your actual production prompts and audio files through the transcription and voice models. Don't rely on benchmarks. Measure accuracy, latency, and output quality against what you're currently using. 3. Audit your API dependencies. Map every external AI service your team uses. Identify which ones could be replaced by a Microsoft native model and what the migration cost would look like. This isn't about switching tomorrow. It's about knowing your options. 4. Brief your compliance and legal teams. If you handle sensitive audio, voice data, or generate synthetic media, these new capabilities need a policy review. Custom voice cloning in particular should trigger a conversation about acceptable use within your organization. 5. Watch the competitive response. Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic will not sit still. Expect pricing moves and new model releases within weeks. Don't lock into long-term commitments until the dust settles. The bottom line is this: Microsoft is no longer just the company that sells access to other people's AI. It's now building, pricing, and shipping its own foundational models, and doing it aggressively on cost. Whether you switch or not, your negotiating position with every AI vendor just got stronger. If this breakdown saved you time, subscribe to AI Blueprint. We cut through the noise so you don't have to. Next up, we're covering what Google's response looks like. Don't miss it.